She was charming, sweet, and she was just a wonderful actress.
You try to punish me or thank me, Pops?
She was so graceful and such an intelligent woman and so strong.
Well, I'm a person, and I was violated, and I'm not guilty.
She was the daughter of a famous movie star and a woman determined to carve out her own identity. As the veteran of more than 200 roles on stage, movies, and television, Elizabeth Montgomery proved herself as more than just a pretty face. But it was as a nose-twitching witch that she would find her largest audience and her greatest acclaim.
I am a witch.
She was sly and clever and witty. She was just absolutely delightful.
It was the height of the Great Depression, but in Hollywood, California, it was the golden age of cinema, where movie stars and studio moguls lived like royalty. It was here, on April 15th, 1933, that popular leading man Robert Montgomery and his wife Elizabeth proudly announced the birth of a daughter whom they named Elizabeth Victoria.
Elizabeth's father, Robert Montgomery, had been a great star in the glory days of Louis B. Mayer, and he was a very handsome man, a wonderful actor, both as a sophisticated comedian and also in great dramatic roles.
Though the MGM contract player worked 6 days a week, on Sundays he relished his role as father. Elizabeth's mother was a stage actress who had given up her career when she married, and although the family's every need was tended to by a staff of household help, Mrs. Montgomery devoted herself to Elizabeth and to her younger brother, Robert Jr. And the family's elegant Bel Air home was an ideal site for the extravagant birthday parties little Elizabeth enjoyed each year. Formal events often presided over by her father himself.
He was a very classic, traditional man who had very strong values, and he was very politically minded, and he was the kind of guy who'd call even his friends by their last name, Mr. So-and-so.
This kind of world that she lived in did not contribute to normal childhood. She was expected to be dressed properly and have good manners and behave in a certain way, and I think she took that as an act because it didn't reflect a lot of her own deep feelings. So, in a sense, she was always an actress.
In 1939, Elizabeth was enrolled at the prestigious Westlake School for Girls in Los Angeles. It was there that the headstrong 6-year-old first appeared on stage, playing the wolf in a French-language production of Little Red Riding Hood to a delighted audience. That same year, Elizabeth's parents left for London, where her father was to make a film. Elizabeth and her brother were left in the care of their grandmother, Rebecca, who brought a sense of adventure to her granddaughter's conservative upbringing.
Her grandmother was the one who introduced her to horse racing. When she was a little girl, her grandmother came into her room and said, "No, you're not going to school, you're going to the track with me. You'll learn much more about math at the track than you'll ever learn in that class." She loved her.
But Elizabeth's carefree childhood would soon come to an end. On December 7th, 1941, Japanese planes attacked Pearl Harbor, forcing the United States to declare war. Robert Montgomery immediately enlisted in the Navy, where he joined other leading men in the military like Jimmy Stewart and Clark Gable. Over the next 4 years, as Elizabeth matured into an athletic and independent adolescent, she feared constantly for her father's safety, only seeing him during infrequent leaves. In 1945, World War II ended, and Lieutenant Commander Robert Montgomery came home a hero. Elizabeth was overjoyed to have her adored father back at last. But when the 40-year-old movie star returned to work, he found that the prime roles were going to younger actors. And after 5 frustrating years, he informed his surprised family that they were leaving Hollywood for a fresh start in New York City. For 17-year-old Elizabeth, the move to Manhattan was thrilling. She reveled in the freedom of New York City, and with her beauty, her infectious sense of humor, and her status as the daughter of a Hollywood star, she quickly became the center of attention in a sophisticated crowd of creative young people.
She was so graceful and such an intelligent woman and so strong, and was usually the life of the party, the life of the table.
The move to New York also proved successful for her father, who focused his considerable talent and energy on the burgeoning television industry. Almost overnight, he became one of the medium's top impresarios, producing, directing, and sometimes acting in a weekly show named Robert Montgomery Presents.
Thank you, Tom, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the Johnson's Wax program.
But just as Elizabeth had begun to settle into what seemed an idyllic life, her father shocked everyone when he fell in love with oil heiress Buffy Harkness. In 1950, Elizabeth's parents were divorced, and just days later, Robert remarried.
The divorce devastated her. She had worshipped her father, and as happens, I think, in many cases, she was thoroughly devastated by it, but she put on a front. She put on a face to cover her disappointment and disillusionment.
Thrown off balance by her father's behavior, the teenager was ill-prepared for the media's scrutiny of her family's travails. Angry and humiliated, Elizabeth grew wary of the press. The young woman gradually came to terms with her father's failings, and despite her fears of life in the public eye, she announced her intention to become an actress. But Robert Montgomery was less than encouraging.
My mom wanted to follow, not really follow in her father's footsteps, but she knew that that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to entertain. I remember her saying that her father warned her about this business being very difficult on your self-esteem. You're selling yourself, and it's very difficult on people's egos and self-esteem to be rejected, and it's a difficult business.
Immediately after her high school graduation, Elizabeth enrolled at the prestigious American Academy of Dramatic Arts, whose recent graduates included such rising stars as Grace Kelly and Anne Bancroft. The aspiring actress worked diligently to learn her craft, and in 1951, she auditioned and won a role as a guest star on her father's show.
I find a cigarette indispensable for quieting one's nerves, or when one's nerves aren't quiet. Don't you, Emily? Cornelia. Cork tipped.
So I'll see, miss.
Next, please.
As you said, miss, cork tipped. You lit the wrong end.
I know. I prefer it that way.
Elizabeth was the star of a particular episode, and I was the stage manager, and we became friends. You knew from the beginning that she was going to make it, even though she had all the privileges of having a father with a show who could put her on and introduce her to people. She had a real talent, always, and she had a real drive to succeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Elizabeth Montgomery and Miss Helen Kemp. I want to tell them both, and I'm sure that you will join with me, how very, very much we enjoyed their performances. We're proud of both of them.
Well, thank you very much.
Robert Montgomery was so impressed with his daughter's performance that she was soon a part of the regular ensemble cast.
She and her father were so close. They adored each other. I think he loved having her as an actress and having her be so good. I mean, she was a thoroughbred, Elizabeth.
But for 19-year-old Elizabeth, success was bittersweet. She had proved she could act, but would she ever be known as anything more than her father's daughter?
This is one way to find out what your home is worth. Or simply go to housevalues.com. Find out what your home is worth free at housevalues.com. For your free home value report, go to housevalues.com.
The first kiss was great.
It felt so natural to be kissing him.
It was so natural, it was so good, and they're still good.
Log on today and review your matches for free. eHarmony.com.
Well, I certainly didn't gain weight because I hate food. I love to eat, and you know, who wants to feel hungry? The South Beach diet is the most delicious diet I've ever been on.
Millions have lost weight on the South Beach diet, and now SouthBeachDiet.com personalizes the program just for you.
My menus, my shopping list. SouthBeachDiet.com makes it so easy to lose weight.
Register at SouthBeachDiet.com today and begin with 7 days of personalized menus, recipes, and shopping lists absolutely free. Log on today.
Question: how many of you have a credit card balance you'd like to pay down? Well, how many of you actually have a plan to make it happen? I'm a bright idea from Discover Card, and I'm telling you, now you can make that plan. Go to Discover.com, click on the new paydown planner, type in your goal date. It shows you what your monthly payment should be.
Hold on here. Why is a credit card going to help me out?
Maybe it's a different kind of credit card.
Don't just make payments, make progress. Start now at Discover.com.
Get 2 free webcams for your family and friends when you buy a Dell Inspiron 1525 with built-in webcam and Intel Core 2 Duo processor for just $6.99, or finance for less than $1 a day. Dell, yours is here.
From nature comes Greenworks. Natural plant-based cleaners from Clorox without harsh chemical fumes or residue. And since they're from Clorox, they work just as well as traditional cleaners. Greenworks all-purpose cleaner cuts through this greasy mess as well as the leading spray cleaner. And Greenworks products are made from natural ingredients. Finally, Greenworks.
Everybody's looking for the perfect home, but you can get there first with free listing alerts from JustListed.com. Don't miss out on the perfect home. Go to JustListed.com now. That's JustListed.com.
Do you want to own a brand new computer and improve your credit at the same time? If you have less than perfect credit, bad credit, or no credit at all, and want to improve your credit, Guaranteed Consumer Funding can assist you in obtaining the high-quality computer you want and need, while at the same time help you build or rebuild your credit. Here's how it works.
Bad credit? No credit, no problem. There's no credit check, so you will not be turned down. If you have a checking or savings account and can afford weekly payments of just $29.99, then you are already approved for a brand new Dell, HP, or other name brand computer. Guaranteed. So give us a call now to have your brand new computer shipped right to you. And we'll add over $700 in premiums and upgrades and an MP3 player for free. And with select models, we'll throw in a free printer.
Give us a call today to get the computer of your dreams, and we'll help you get back on track to improving your credit. Guaranteed Consumer Funding, your credit solution for quality electronics.
He was the chairman of the board, not the one who made girls swoon, but who made grown men cry.
He got mad like a knife right at you.
He took a gang of thugs, gamblers, and thieves and organized them into a multi-billion-dollar business and a menace to society. Mobsters, Lucky Luciano, at a new time, tonight at 9, only on Bio.
Over the next 3 years, Elizabeth Montgomery worked hard to establish herself as an actress, appearing on Broadway in such plays as Late Love, and honing her skills in television programs like Kraft Theater and Studio One, where she played an ambitious young fashion editor in an episode entitled The Drop of a Hat.
Incidentally, I registered at Traphagen 2 nights a week. Well, at that rate, you just might bag a diploma before rigor mortis sets in. Don't you believe in formal training? I believe in putting talent to work, not sending it back to school. Yes, of course.
New York critics took notice, and in 1954, Elizabeth was honored to receive the Theater World Award as one of the most promising personalities of the year, along with such emerging stars as James Dean and Eva Marie Saint. But the young actress was still struggling to develop her own identity.
A lot of the times when she would be out, people would meet her or meet her with her father. She was Robert Montgomery's daughter. And boy, did she want to get past that. My mom was somebody who felt very strongly about who she was.
But at 21 years of age, Elizabeth was preoccupied with more than just her professional life. The actress had fallen in love with a Harvard-educated stage manager whom she had met while guest starring on her father's show. After a brief but romantic courtship, on March 27, 1954, Elizabeth married Frederick Hammond in a grand society wedding, and the couple settled into a modest apartment on the Upper East Side.
We lived in the same building. My wife and I and Elizabeth and Freddie were a floor above us. She was a darling, darling girl. I mean, she was truly funny, and she loved to have fun. I've had some of the best laughs of my life with her.
But Hollywood was beckoning. Elizabeth had begun to attract the attention of movie producers who urged her to move west. When Freddie refused to follow her to Los Angeles, Elizabeth was forced to choose between her marriage and her career. After little more than a year, the two were amicably divorced. In 1955, the 22-year-old Elizabeth Montgomery made her film debut in the military drama The Court-Martial of Billy Mitchell, starring Gary Cooper and Rod Steiger.
Don't blame Zach for what you did. Zach wouldn't have called his superior officers traitors. He didn't disobey orders. I can't do anything to help you, Billy.
Although Elizabeth's reviews were excellent, the film made very little impression at the box office. But the young actress had made a dramatic impression on the charismatic Hollywood star Gig Young. The couple began dating, and before long, the smitten Elizabeth resolved to make him her next husband. 20 years her senior, Gig Young had made a name for himself playing debonair cads in crowd-pleasing comedies. And just as Elizabeth had predicted, on December 28, 1956, the two were married. Robert Montgomery did not attend the wedding, signaling a growing rift in the close relationship between Elizabeth and her famous father.
Bob Montgomery was not pleased with that relationship. He didn't like Gig Young. In a curious way, Gig Young was a younger version of Bob Montgomery. He could play that same kind of role, sophisticated, glamorous. But she and Gig were very, very happy.
Head over heels in love, Elizabeth put her own career on hold to follow her husband as he divided his time between Broadway and Hollywood. But behind Gig Young's charm and good looks lay the demons of an abusive alcoholic. Though the couple's fiery arguments frequently left Elizabeth depressed and terrified, she could not bring herself to confide in even her closest friends.
She kept things to herself very much. No dwelling. She was secretive, and she didn't really like people to know if she was upset or worried or in pain or in anguish of any kind, you know. She toughed things out.
Trapped in a troubled marriage, Elizabeth returned to acting. For the next 4 years, she worked constantly, guest starring on numerous hit television shows, including The Twilight Zone and The Untouchables, in which she played a Southern prostitute.
Starring Robert Stack as Eliot Ness. Co-starring Elizabeth Montgomery. Tonight's episode, The Rusty Heller Story.
Well, it's got no sense. Can't tell a hood from a cop. Even an untouchable ain't puncture-proof, honey.
I appreciate the concern.
You're just a super Boy Scout, ain't you? Do you want to die, is that it? I'm trying to understand you. Is busting into speakeasies and breaking up little old crap games really worth risking your life over? I'll bet your wife don't think so.
The 27-year-old actress earned critical praise for her gutsy performance, and to her great surprise, she was nominated for an Emmy Award. After 10 years in the business, her career was soaring. And for the first time, she felt she was making her own mark in Hollywood.
When she finally broke into her career, I remember her telling me she got a kick out of the time when she and her father were together, and it switched. It was like, oh, you're Elizabeth Montgomery's father. Yes, she said.
But even growing success could not take away the heartbreak of Elizabeth's crumbling marriage to Gig Young.
It was not a pleasant experience for her, that there was some domestic violence involved, and that she had to get out of it. And luckily, she was smart enough and strong-willed enough to do it.
In the spring of 1963, Elizabeth went to Mexico to quietly end her 6-year marriage. But the 30-year-old actress would not remain single for long. She was about to meet a man who would change the course of her life and her career.
I met Elizabeth when we were casting Johnny Cool. And she was one among many that we saw. And when I saw her, I was nuts about her. I thought she was great. And that was the end of the casting call.
William Asher was a well-known director of feature films and such classic television fare as I Love Lucy, Our Miss Brooks, and Make Room for Daddy. When he offered Elizabeth the lead role in the action-packed gangster picture Johnny Cool, she was excited to have another chance to make her mark in movies.
What do you know about Johnny Cool?
Oh, I know a great deal about Johnny Cool. Maybe more than anyone. I know he's a killer. I've seen him kill. But I don't know who turned him into a murder machine and why he kills. Yet I love him. Even though I know very well that it's just as easy for him to kill me as it is to kiss me. Johnny, I need you. I need you right now.
But there was more happening on the set than just filming. Once again, Elizabeth found herself in a behind-the-scenes romance, this time with her 43-year-old director.
They were great together, and they had very much in common. Both extremely intelligent people with great senses of humor.
Later that same year, Elizabeth was cast in the light comedy Who's Been Sleeping in My Bed?
It's Dean Martin as the celebrated TV doctor with such a bedside manner that his private pad becomes a built-in magnet for every lovely, sleepless female in the world. This one's a sculptress who turns any man into instant putty.
She turned in a spirited performance as a seductive artist determined to get her reluctant fiancé to the altar. And to the altar was just where Elizabeth Montgomery was headed for the third time.
We eloped. We just took off, got married in El Paso. I mean, I was crazy about her. I mean, it was just, I was in love with her.
Happy in their new life, Elizabeth and William hoped they could find a project they could work on together. In the summer of 1963, Asher came across a script for a TV series called The Witch of Westport, based on the intriguing premise of an unusual mixed marriage. As Asher began developing the idea, Elizabeth helped him to fashion the lead character. The exhilaration of conceiving the series together was heightened when Elizabeth learned that she was pregnant. And on July 24, 1964, the couple welcomed their first child, a son named William Allen. And just 2 months later, on September 17th, ABC broadcast the pilot episode of the Asher's new program. The title was Bewitched.
Once upon a time, there was a typical American girl who happened to bump into a typical red-blooded American boy. They had a typical wedding, went on a typical honeymoon. It so happens that this girl is a witch.
The show featured Elizabeth as a suburban sorceress named Samantha. Co-starring were Agnes Moorehead as Endora, Samantha's meddling mother, and Dick York as Darrin Stephens, her unsuspecting mortal husband.
I wish I had a drink. An old-fashioned.
And a straw?
You're a witch. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
The program was an instant success. Audiences were entranced by the show's unique blend of humor and magic. But most of all, they loved Elizabeth.
Darrin, I suppose I shouldn't have married you, but I love you so much.
I love you too, but I hadn't figured on this.
I'll make you a good wife, I promise.
With a hit TV series, a happy marriage, and a growing family, Elizabeth Montgomery had finally emerged from the shadow of her celebrated father, and it seemed that she was casting a spell over just about everyone.
Wednesday on Biography. He was a honky-tonk kid.
He could play the piano and we'd get free beer.
Spent time hot rodding.
The police were always looking for him.
And doing odd jobs. Then he got his act together.
The embodiment of cool.
Clint Eastwood, Wednesday at 9 on Bio.
Don't hold back. Express yourself by asking your doctor about Botox Cosmetic. Visit BotoxCosmetic.com. Get some of your toughest questions answered about the one, the only Botox Cosmetic. It's all about freedom of expression.
So the common perception is that people with diabetes may not be able to have kids, or just should think of a different way. Finally getting pregnant at 37, one of the best moments ever in our lives. Giving birth to our first little girl, we had my meter with me all the time.
One Touch, a simple way to check your blood sugar. All pregnancies come with risk. Please consult your doctor before planning a family.
My meter's my friend. It just helps me keep going. Helps me live my life the way I want to live it.
Happy Mother's Day.
If you wear prescription glasses, you know protecting your eyes from the sun can be a real problem. Clip-ons let light shine right in from the sides, and prescription sunglasses cost a fortune. Now there's a better solution. Introducing HD Vision Wraparounds. They're lightweight sunglasses that wrap around your prescription lenses, and they feature our unique HD Vision technology that gives you clarity and enhanced color like you've never experienced before. Just like high-definition revolutionized TV, HD lenses enhance your vision and produce unsurpassed clarity and optical definition. And when you see the color and clarity, you will truly be amazed.
The colors, everything's just so vivid. It makes things seem almost brighter.
You know what? These are great, and they are so clear.
These glasses look like really designed sunglasses, and they can start at $200 and go up to $400 or $500.
The color and clarity are amazing.
HD Vision Wraparounds have a modern European styling that looks great, and yet they're durable. You could spend more money, but you can't get better sunglasses.
I love them. Where can I buy them?
On this special TV offer, you can get your HD Vision Wraparounds for the incredible price of just $19.99. We'll also include our patented visor clip for your car, a $10 value, yours free. But wait, call right now and we'll also include our night vision wraparounds. Perfect for driving at night. They cut the glare of oncoming headlights but enhance your ability to see everything else, and they're yours free. Just pay shipping and handling. Every pair comes with our 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not completely blown away, return them for a full refund. Enhance your vision with high-definition color and clarity. Don't wait. Call now.
To get your HD Vision wraparounds for only $19.99, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-564-1107 or visit us online at hdwraparounds.com. So call 1-800-564-1107. That's 1-800-564-1107. Call now.
Millions of Americans have made Hydroxycut the #1 selling weight loss supplement.
I'm Allison from California, and I lost 26 pounds fast with Hydroxycut, and I feel great.
Subjects using the patented primary ingredients in Hydroxycut lost an average of up to 4.5 times the weight than with diet and exercise alone.
I'm Skip from Arizona, and I lost 39 pounds fast with Hydroxycut.
I'm Lynn from Ontario, and I lost 26 pounds fast, and I'm glad I did.
Get Hydroxycut at Rite Aid and stores everywhere.
This program is brought to you by Ortho Weed Be Gone Max.
Presenting Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. So revolutionary, it targets and kills the toughest weeds without harming your lawn. Ortho Weed Be Gone sprayed here, ordinary weed killer here. Only Ortho Weed Be Gone has a foaming action and weed targeting formula for total root kill. So it killed the weeds, but not the grass. The ordinary weed killer killed everything. Ortho Weed Be Gone Max. kills weeds, not lawns. Guaranteed. Also available with crabgrass control.
By 1964, the all-American families portrayed in such programs as Father Knows Best and Leave It to Beaver were disappearing from the television landscape. In their place, fantasy shows like The Addams Family and The Munsters offered audiences a twist on tradition.
Just a minute.
Bewitched brought its own spin to the typical TV household. With Samantha's brains, beauty, and supernatural power, it was clear that it was she and not her husband Darrin who was in control. Bewitched became the nation's #2 show by the end of its first season, and the twitch of Samantha's nose, signifying that a spell had been cast, became her trademark.
That was an accident. It was just a twitch. My mom and father were talking, and she twitched her nose. And my father said, "What was that you just did with your nose?" She said, "What are you talking about?" She had no idea she'd even done it. That was it. That's how we're going to make the magic happen.
As the hit program entered its second year, Elizabeth was overjoyed to discover that she was expecting another child. But rather than hide her pregnancy from the camera, she and William Asher decided it would be fun to work it into the show. In the fall of 1965, the couple welcomed their second son, Robert. And on TV, Samantha gave birth to a daughter, Tabitha. Already known as one of television's most creative series, the third season of Bewitched brought 2 major changes.
This year, Bewitching Samantha and her beguiling babe are up to hilarious new tricks.
No, cut that out!
Bewitched in color on ABC.
The show was now filmed in color, and 2-year-old twins, Aaron and Diane Murphy, were cast to play Samantha and Darrin's magical daughter.
No, sweetheart. Mommy doesn't want you to do that, remember?
Elizabeth was very much like a mother to me. We spent so much time together on the set as well as off the set, where I would go to her house and play with her kids on the weekend, and we'd go trick-or-treating together and go see movies together. It was honestly like having another parent. It was a great relationship.
The ensemble cast of Bewitched also included veteran actors David White, Paul Lynde, and Sandra Gould as Samantha's high-strung neighbor, Gladys Kravitz.
Mrs. Stevens, I just wondered, what happened to your car? Now, I have a question for you, too. What happened to your shoes? 1 cup of sugar coming up.
The minute you think you're funny as a comedian, you're not funny. You know, if you say, look at me, I'm being funny, forget it. She never thought she was funny. And everything came out of honesty. And every great comedian that you'll ever watch, it comes out of honesty.
I think Liz was an amazing comedian. She was one of those people who was an absolutely incredibly beautiful woman, but she wasn't afraid to look silly.
When Bewitched threatened to become formulaic, Elizabeth and William created an alter ego for Samantha, a mischievous and seductive cousin named Serena. The new role gave Elizabeth an opportunity to stretch her skills as a comedic actress.
Serena! Has dear cousin Samantha gone? She's just left. Now it's time to get to work. I'll bet it'll be more fun than the time I joined the Navy. Just a few small details.
She needed that character to change her mood a little bit and give her a little breathing room. And I remember her telling me she liked that role, that character she liked a lot. That was a lot of fun for her.
What are you doing in that outfit?
I'm going out to do some shopping.
You are not.
Why not?
People will stare. You'll attract attention.
So what? Other men don't think I'm so bad to look at. I'm sick of simmering like a watched pot. I want to get out and boil.
Serena was a little loose. And she was so good at that role. that a lot of fans thought it was a different actress.
Samantha, darling, it was all your mother's idea. How do you like that, Serena? Not bad.
Although she quickly perfected her portrayal of the two divergent characters, off-screen, Elizabeth struggled to balance her dual roles as actress and mother. And she often found it difficult to spend as much time as she'd like with her children, William, Robert, and her daughter, Rebecca, who was born in 1969.
For us, it was just hard not having her around so much, working so much, but the time that she did make for us was such quality time. I mean, she would always come in and kiss us goodnight and tuck us in no matter how late it was, and on the weekends and time that she would be at home was really nice time together.
She just had this kind of magical persona, and it was almost childlike, and she loved surprises, and she loved art, and she loved being creative at Christmas, and she loved all that. She loved to really come up with new things.
Elizabeth also expressed her creativity on the set. Between takes, she could be found drawing in one of her many sketchbooks or perusing the racing form. After 5 seasons, Bewitched was still riding high in the ratings as one of television's best-loved comedies.
Action. Camera. Lights. Extras.
Elizabeth Montgomery had gone from hard-working TV actress to one of television's most recognizable stars. But when lead actor Dick York began complaining of severe back pain, his co-workers became alarmed. His suffering became so intense that one day he had to be rushed off the set on a stretcher. It was clear that he could no longer continue working, and with York's departure, the fate of the series was uncertain. But a major cast change would not be the only upheaval in Elizabeth's life.
On the next Dead Men Talking, a call girl murdered.
You don't deserve to get your life snuffed out like that.
A single eyelash found on her sock makes this ex-con the prime suspect.
The recovery of it and the DNA hit is almost like a scientific miracle, and it takes us nowhere.
Was he her customer?
That was one of the first things he said. Oh yeah, I had sex with a lot of prostitutes.
Or was he her killer?
Tell me why you were linked to this woman.
Dead Men Talking, Monday at 10, only on Bio.
Dan Scott is a real Geico customer, not an actor. So to help tell his story, we hired someone who interviews actors.
It was the weekend, and I had questions about my policy.
You had questions? How existential.
I called Geico. They were so helpful and gracious.
I've heard they were also quite beneficent and magnanimous.
It was refreshing to talk to an actual human being.
Human beings behaving humanly. Brilliant.
Geico. Real service, real savings.
The things in life that matter to me inspired the floor in my room.
Whatever inspires you, Mohawk puts it to work. Solve your creative puzzle at MohawkFlooring.com.
Introducing new Fix-It & Comfort with a soothing essence of natural chamomile. Helps prevent denture irritation while maintaining long, strong hold. Try new Fix-It & Comfort.
Do you suffer from dirty carpet anxiety?
Hi, let's stay on the porch, okay? What?
Finally, there's a cure. The deep cleaning rug stick from Woolite. It's the brand new way to clean your carpet and rugs quickly and easily, even the most embarrassing high traffic areas, leaving you and your carpet revitalized. Unlike other carpet cleaners, the Woolite rug stick has exclusive applicator jets that power the cleaning foam deep down to lift embedded soil. Then the unique brush system loosens the dirt and perks up matted carpet fibers. Just vacuum up the quick-drying foam and your heavily soiled areas are clean in no time. The rug stick tames messy pet areas, easily maneuvers on hard-to-clean stairs, and works beautifully on your area rugs. So get a deep down clean with the Woolite rug stick and cure your dirty carpet anxiety for good.
Now save $3 on the new Woolite rug stick. Download your coupon at rugstick.com/26 today.
Pizza Hut now delivers Toscani pastas. 3 pounds of pasta for just $11.99. Get pasta from Pizza Hut.
Kids live in a world of color. Use Clorox 2 along with your detergent to keep it cleaner and brighter. Clorox 2. Cleaner, brighter colors.
What did the professor teach you?
I've sold 53 items successfully on eBay, thanks to Video Professor.
Hi, I'm John Scher, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Are you buying and selling on eBay yet? Or do you still have a garage full of stuff that you don't even use? You know, in today's economy, people are looking for ways to save or even earn a little extra money. My lessons on eBay can help you whether you've used eBay before or not. And to help you get started, I'll even send you this lesson on eBay free. So grab a pen and write down that 800 number you see on your screen. Why is it free? Because I know that once you try my product, you'll come back to Video Professor for all your computer learning needs. You know, with over 60 titles, I know there's more you're going to want to learn. So call now and choose eBay or any other of my 60 lessons, and I'll give it to you free. You just pay a small shipping and processing, and I'll even refund that if you're not 100% satisfied. You have nothing to lose. Try my product.
Call 1-800-509-5023.
Darrin Stephens. He's got the spirit. She's the spirit.
Mother!
Bewitched began its 6th season with a new Darrin to play opposite Samantha. Producers cast Dick Sargent in the role, and he and Elizabeth quickly became close friends.
With Elizabeth Montgomery. Every week on ABC.
But by the early 1970s, audiences were beginning to crave more cutting-edge fare. And when ABC ran the show against the groundbreaking sitcom All in the Family, Bewitched took a dive in the ratings. And after 8 years, 254 episodes, and 5 Emmy nominations for Best Actress, Elizabeth Montgomery announced that she was ready for a change.
The show itself was not as strong as it had been, and that bothered her. And she just said, I don't want to do it anymore.
We were very sad, you know, because we had become a family, and we all truly liked each other, and we had fun together, and she was the reason for it.
In 1972, 39-year-old Elizabeth Montgomery pondered her next career move, while William Asher went on to direct more film and television. But after 8 years of working side by side on Bewitched, the new dynamics strained their relationship, and Elizabeth went to Europe for a much-needed respite.
The whole thing was my fault. I was going to work every morning, and she was doing nothing. And it got to her, and she finally just took off. I was angry that she had left, so I left.
In 1974, Elizabeth and William Asher decided to end their 11-year marriage. Because her parents' breakup had been so personally wrenching, Elizabeth tried to make her own divorce as painless and private as possible for her family.
She would never let people intrude, press, photographers. They all wanted some glimpse of her personal life, and as she said, it's called personal for a reason. No.
Ready to return to work and eager to put Samantha behind her, Elizabeth accepted a role in a gripping television drama. Entitled A Case of Rape, the story concerned a woman who was viciously attacked twice by the same man.
It was difficult for a lot of fans to watch Samantha get raped, you know, to see Samantha get beat. But it was important for Elizabeth to distance herself from Samantha.
The film broke new ground by depicting the ordeal of a middle-class housewife who tries to bring a rapist to justice.
All right, let's see your bruises.
The 2-hour drama became one of the highest-rated TV movies of all time.
That's a nice one.
Elizabeth's riveting performance garnered her a 7th Emmy nomination, and the satisfaction of knowing that she had increased public awareness of an important issue.
Okay, you can put your clothes back on now.
That same year, Elizabeth returned to lighter fare in Mrs. Sundance, a TV western about the widow of the Sundance Kid, co-starring Robert Foxworth.
She walked in the room and I was dazzled immediately. She absolutely stole my heart from the moment I looked at her.
During filming, romance blossomed between Elizabeth and the 32-year-old actor.
I have ridden up trail from you and down trail all day long. Nothing helps. Wash.
No.
No wash, no dinner.
First of all, I thought she was one of the funniest people I had ever met, and completely gracious and giving and kind.
Everything.
And easygoing and unaffected and unpretentious.
That'll do nicely, Mr. Maddox.
And as we hung out together and played together and had dinner together, I was more and more seduced and bewitched, if you will, by this wonderful woman.
After 3 divorces, Elizabeth was not eager to get married again, but she and Robert built a life together in her Beverly Hills home.
They became dear friends and lovers, and, you know, it was hard to separate them after that. These two people who were very strong, very heady, and they argued, and they had a wonderful time getting together again and making love and being happy and giggling.
Now content in her personal life, Elizabeth took on a role that would forever challenge her past image as a good-natured witch. In 1975, she portrayed the infamous axe murderess in The Legend of Lizzie Borden, turning in another powerful performance.
I never could abide small, dark places, even as a child. Emma knows that. She wanted me to have the big bedroom. Didn't you, Em?
Oh, we know all about you and your way, Princess Lizzie. We know how you twist arms and throw tantrums just to get your way.
If I were not a lady, I should twist your arm, Mrs. Borden, right out of its socket.
I will have no more of this.
I don't think anything thrilled her more than the idea that she had pulled off what no one thought she could do. And then to have people begin to really respond to her and respect her as an accomplished actress was probably one of her great victories in life.
With a growing reputation as a dramatic actress, 42-year-old Elizabeth had truly come into her own. But unfortunately, the man who had launched her career more than 2 decades earlier was not there to share his daughter's triumph. Over the years, Elizabeth's relationship with her father had become increasingly strained.
They did not get along very well at all. I never understood it. I think to some extent he was jealous of her.
They had a lot of different views politically. My grandfather was right-wing Republican. My mom was a little more liberal, and they just didn't see eye to eye.
Though Elizabeth and her father rarely spoke to each other, she was deeply saddened when, in 1981, Robert Montgomery passed away at the age of 77. As America entered the conservative Reagan era, Elizabeth felt compelled to act on her own political and social conscience.
She did a surprising amount of work for different causes, mostly fairly anonymously. She didn't like going where all the cameras were, and it was the glitzy occasions.
In 1991, Elizabeth's Bewitched co-star Dick Sargent publicly acknowledged his homosexuality, and he asked her to join him as Grand Marshal of the Los Angeles Gay Pride Parade. Elizabeth gladly accepted.
Elizabeth, what are you here today for?
Hi, buddy.
Your buddy.
Yeah.
And now, our Grand Marshals. This year, they are Elizabeth Montgomery and her very close friend and co-worker, Dick Sargent.
Since the success of Lizzie Borden, Elizabeth Montgomery had appeared in more than a dozen television movies. Still beautiful and full of vitality at 59, she continued to be a sought-after leading lady. But Elizabeth Montgomery's life was about to take yet another surprising turn.
I didn't know where to begin. My husband recently suffered strokes.
The IRS didn't go on hold because he was sick. As a member of the J.K. Harris tax team, I understood their problem and knew what to do.
At J.K. Harris, our tax team is ready to fight for you. So if you've had a life-changing event that has put you behind with your taxes, call for a free meeting today.
J.K. Harris. They're almost like family to me.
Call 1-800-875-9150 now.
Thousands of singles join eHarmony every day, and it's absolutely free to get started. Aren't you curious to see who you'd be matched with based on compatibility? Log on today and review your compatible matches for free. eHarmony.com.
Tired of patchy brown grass that just won't grow no matter how hard you try? Want this summer to be different and finally have the lush green lawn of your dreams? Forget about gimmicks. It's not the mulch. The real solution is in the seed. Introducing Quick Lawn by Gardener's Choice, the world's first and only 4-season grass seed. An amazing breakthrough by university scientists for a lawn that grows faster, thicker, and lusher than any other grass seed on earth. Guaranteed. In lab tests under identical conditions, Quick Lawn sprouted 3 to 5 days faster than this widely advertised brand. Plus, it grew twice as thick and stayed fuller and lusher. The secret? Less fill, more and better seed. Quick Lawn not only grows quickly, it multiplies rapidly, chokes out weeds, and fills in bare spots. It's great for patches and perfect for lawns. Have trouble growing grass in the shade? With Quick Lawn, it's a breeze. Quick Lawn's strong, durable root system withstands even the highest traffic areas and outperforms rivals in any soil or climate under the toughest conditions. To prove it, we bought Quick Lawn and the other brand in plain plastic containers without any soil at all. Under the exact same conditions, Quick Lawn still sprouted faster and grew twice as thick. For eliminating pet urine spots, Quick Lawn is as good as they come. And when it comes to price, Quick Lawn wins hands down again. Why spend $19.95 to cover just 50 square feet when you can order Quick Lawn for the same price and cover 500 square feet? That's 10 times more seed and 10 times more coverage. Wait, there's more. Order right now and we'll double the offer to 1,000 square feet. That's only 2 cents per square foot. Don't miss this incredible dealer direct price of only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Put Quick Lawn to the test in your yard. If you're not 100% thrilled with your lawn this summer, just return the packaging for a full product refund.
Order Quick Lawn now for only $19.95 and get 2 for the price of 1 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-800-709-5021. That's 1-800-709-5021. Call now.
Renewin', the only intensive release bilayer tablet for joint care and energy. Layer 1 releases a powerful combination of ingredients to improve joint comfort and joint mobility. Layer 2 releases fast to help boost your energy. Renewin' improves joint health and helps you stay active.
I've always been an early riser. I like to push myself to see what I'm made of. But I guess it doesn't matter how fast you go, as long as you're moving in the right direction.
Everyone has a story. Discover yours today at Ancestry.com.
I opened the shower door and I heard a noise. He pushed the door open and he came at me with a knife and he managed to get a hold of both of my wrists. I was gonna fight until I was out of there. He was gone or I was dead.
I survived. All new. Monday at 9, only on Bio. True story.
You've heard how they survived.
If I played dead, he wouldn't shoot me again.
Now see what happened after their rescues. Preview clips from upcoming episodes and submit your own survival story. Only at bio.com/isurvived.
In 1993, Robert Foxworth and Elizabeth Montgomery celebrated their 19th anniversary together, but not as husband and wife.
I had asked her to marry me about 7 times, and she always said no. But one day, we were sitting at the kitchen table talking, and I said, you know, this situation would be so much easier if we were married. And she looked at me and she said, "Is that a proposal?" And I said, "Okay." And she said, "Yes."
On January 28, 1993, the couple was secretly married at the home of Barry Krost.
It's typical of Lizzie. It was about her and Bob at that moment. It needn't be a publicity stunt.
About 15 minutes after the ceremony, they called and said, "We're married." She said, "I'm married." It was, again, so childish and sweet.
Publicity shy since her teens, Elizabeth gradually began to let down her guard with the press, consenting to several interviews and even launching a business with her oldest son, Billy.
Elizabeth Montgomery's secret sauce. My mom was a great cook, and she made 2 sauces that were delicious. See, I'm like licking my lips now just thinking about it. And I thought, gosh, Mom, we should market these sauces. It would be so much fun to do it together. People loved it. It was a fun thing we did together.
In 1994, Elizabeth portrayed real-life Miami crime reporter Edna Buchanan in the TV movie The Corpse Had a Familiar Face. The 2-hour teledrama was so popular that in 1995, CBS brought Montgomery back for a second Edna Buchanan movie, Deadline for Murder.
I'm going to kill Johnny Scarpa. What do I know about him? Well, I know he carries a gun. So I would be a fool to take the time to kill 2 people before I shot him. I'd whack him first.
Well, in the reenactment photo, he does get whacked first.
But the fact that Scarfa had the time to get off 3 shots clearly supports my theory that Orlando was the intended victim. Is that logical, or am I crazy?
No, that's logical, and you're crazy.
Oh, well.
Yeah, nice crazy.
But while shooting on location in San Diego, Elizabeth became mysteriously ill, suffering from what seemed like a hard-to-shake flu. True to her fashion, she continued to work through the discomfort and obvious symptoms of a serious illness. When she finished filming, Elizabeth checked into Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, and doctors delivered the devastating news. She was diagnosed with inoperable cancer, and after several grueling weeks in the hospital, she decided to go home.
It was just a very scary time for everyone, but she was always kind of had this great sense of humor. She knew how serious it was, but she didn't, but she tried to be positive about the entire situation.
We were all there together. And so, at least she went in a place where she felt loved and was at home, where she felt most comfortable.
On May 18, 1995, Elizabeth Montgomery died of cancer. She was 62 years old. Though born into a world of wealth and privilege, she struggled to surpass her father's fame. In the process, Elizabeth Montgomery fulfilled her own ambitions and went beyond her dreams to become an icon of American pop culture.
You know, the thing that I remember with the most affection about her is her wit. That's how I'm always going to think of her.
She was my best friend, and she was the most generous person I ever knew.
I miss her voice, really. She had a beautiful voice.
Oh, I'll try. I promise I'll try.
Her greatest legacy is her ability to give young girls growing up an idea of how strong a woman can be.
She was so natural and unaffected and unpretentious. She lived in a lot of people's homes and in their hearts.
The next, the truth behind the sitcom scandals. MASH. It was a show about war.
It was brutal.
But the real battle was behind the scenes. Then, her bad habit.
She got courage through cocaine.
Almost sank the Love Boat. The truth behind the sitcom scandals. MASH and the Love Boat. Tuesday at 10. Only on Bio.